Nigeria's National Biotechnology Development Agency, in conjunction with the African Union Development Agency, is looking at genome editing to improve agricultural yield across the African continent. Researchers say Africa must be able to feed itself through effective scientific networks without dependence on foreign agricultural import. They're calling for acquisition of existing technology to improve agricultural production and quality crop harvesting techniques. Genome editing project offers more understanding and a tool to optimize agriculture in Africa through genetic engineering. It will develop outcomes for climate change, biodiversity, and sustainability of food systems.
With what we are doing today, any illness we have, we are going to crush it because we have all it takes here. We have to crush it in Africa and export it to America and Europe. We will sustain that, and that will happen with this collaboration of all African Union today.
It's an event that is meant to unfold or to unveil the progress that will be made, will be counted in Nigeria and across Africa in terms of genome editing. This genome editing is a technology that is in existence. However, it has not been in practice in Africa. So across the continent, some 6 countries now have gathered to see how they can start deploying this technology in the countries. And Nigeria is chosen as a host country to establish the relationship and then to form a policy document and then to see how it can translate. The technology can translate towards the progress of African agriculture.
6 African countries are represented. The countries are Burkina Faso, Ghana, Nigeria as the host, Ethiopia, Zambia, and Eswatini. And these are the pilot country where this initiative is being anchored. And each country, they have the experts in the field of genome editing, and those experts are the ones that were coming together for the first time on the continent for them to dialogue, to discuss, so that they will not work in silo. Information will be mirrored, and information that is not universal, they can pick it up from one another, and it will help them to network, so that instead of them networking with outside the continent, they can network within the continent.
We want to embrace technology, and that's what we're about, embracing technology, innovation in science and tech to improve the staple crops that our country depends on. We grow crops that are more resilient to climate change, that our people depend on. For example, cassava. Almost every Nigerian eats cassava once a day at least. So they're important for us, but we need to improve them. We need to raise productivity. We need to preserve our production. When we raise the productivity, we need to make sure that our crops are more resilient to diseases and stress. We want to use these crops to close the gap created by the global food crisis. You know, we depend a lot on wheat flour, but we depend on imported wheat flour. Meanwhile, we have cassava, and we have a comparative advantage of producing such crops as cassava or other root crops that can produce flour, and we can substitute our importation and thereby save our country the foreign exchange that we need.